Today on Fundamentals, we discuss if we're getting more Deadpool by Christmas, and are we getting the Superman trailer in December? And Fantastic Four is actually wrapping filming up right on time. All of this and more. Okay. We are giving away a Marvel Legends Red Skull autographed by Ross Marquand himself. To enter to win, just have to follow our YouTube channel. The more you comment on our videos, the better your chance of winning is. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we will pick a winner and ship it straight to you.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking
A lot of you that are returning viewers every week have not subscribed to our channel. So what are you doing? Hit subscribe right now so you can get notified every time we upload a new video or short. What's going on, y'all?
Just man, I have so many things that I'm so ready to talk about. I'm geeking out over here. I'm really happy.
We've had
How about you, Deontay?
I'm locked and loaded right now.
Yeah.
We had a full week full of a lot of things the past, especially the past 3 or 4 days. Getting ready to drop a interview with Josh Keaton Tuesday. Tomorrow we're dropping a standalone special episode covering Wicked. So yeah, and we secured our San Diego Comic-Con tickets. Fundamentals making its first debut appearance at San Diego Comic-Con in 2025. So super exciting, big week. But y'all ready to jump into some Marvel media?
Yeah.
So I hate it for the people that live in these apartments, but in Chelsea, New York, this giant lit up Spiderverse logo has now appeared and as bright as can be. And I hope these people invested in some shade
blackout curtains.
Blackout curtains, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, would it kind of suck? Yeah, but at the same time, think how cool it'd be. Like, look what's on my building. Look where I live.
Especially because they have the balconies, they can like go out and just like take different angles of it that nobody else can get angles of. Because it's not your apartment. You can't just like get up on, a fire escape.
But this logo is for Beyond the Spiderverse, which with this, being obviously a giant promotional thing, we're thinking that we're going to be getting a release date soon. So
I hope so.
Hopefully we get maybe a teaser soon. I would think a teaser soon, an official release date. And man, I'm so ready because not only am I love this series, but then also, as we all have heard Kevin Feige say, we've mentioned on here before, he officially said that we're getting Miles, in live action MCU as soon as this last project is done to conclude the Spider-Verse. So
yeah,
just
got to finish out the trilogy strong, man.
Yeah, just another piece in the puzzle. It's getting there. It's getting there.
Man, the only thing Sony can do right.
Right. Yeah, that and the games. So, but man, I'm so ready for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially because it is such a large logo, I don't think that they would have it up for like 2-3 years. Like at that point, it's like mundane that you're just looking at it. So I think that we are going to get something soon, and we might actually get it next year, like around this time, December timeframe. I think is what is actually going to end up happening.
And I think it would be cool if they actually. I'm not gonna lie. It seems like December, which we'll get into the rest of the show. We'll find everybody will find out. But I think December is gonna be like a month of announcements. Like I think we're gonna get like a lot of announcement drops. I truly think we're going to get a date, at least a date, if not a teaser, in December for this too. I think it's gonna be in December. I do.
Yeah.
It's the month of giving. It's the month of giving.
Right.
Oh man. But anywho, also Deadpool Wolverine sequel. So My Time to Shine Hello has reported on this. There's things all over the complete internet talking about how we are definitely getting a sequel based on just them two after Secret Wars. But we also know that Kevin Feige spoke. He's like, we're looking to see where we can put them in any project as quick as we can. So I think we'll get them on screen before Secret Wars, obviously, as much cameos or much scenes that we can it makes sense to put them in. But another standalone Deadpool Wolverine, they are planning right now after Secret Wars. I feel like My Time to Shine Hello's been, they're one of your more trusted sources. They get way more right than they ever do wrong. So I think it's supposed to still take it like a grain of salt, but I think it's still pretty solid to get your hopes up.
Do you think that Ryan Reynolds is still gonna be Deadpool by that time?
Oh yeah. Here's what great thing about Ryan Reynolds. Unlike Hugh Jackman, where yes, we want to see the cow more now. We've seen the cow, but one thing about Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is his face. So I think he is limited on how long he wants to do this. I really don't think he can keep up his good, looks up until 90. But thing about Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is mainly behind a mask. They literally put anybody in that suit and they can get to where they don't show his face as much. Or if they want to show his face, it's still a prosthetic, no matter how old he gets. And it's more of a voiceover thing where, I think they could run with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool really, truly, as long as he's living. So,
yeah, I can rock with that. Where would I want to see Deadpool next? I think there's some potential for him to like show up in Thunderbolts. Very slim chance.
yeah.
We might see him again because 2026 we have a few movies coming out as well. I do not remember the lineup for 2026 per se.
Mhm.
I think we would get something with him in 2025 before 2026, honestly.
Even an end credit scene, like of
Yeah,
some movie. I would love to see him come. Dude, they film like an afterthought, because they did reshoots like they typically do on a lot of Marvel stuff, but they do like an end credit scene in Brave New World, and because like in Deadpool Wolverine, he's like, "Oh, Cap," and he's all doing that, and he like comes in to the universe or whatever, sees Sam, he's like, what the fuck's going on here? Because he's used to seeing Chris Evans as Cap, Steve Rogers,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
they make some kind of like joke and play on that and kind of update him on who the new Cap is, like an end credit scene.
Yeah.
I think that would be funny and fun.
Well, the main reason why I ask if we think that Ryan Reynolds is going to be Deadpool is just because he's
Mm.
talked about it in interviews that like Blake and the kids would divorce him if he keeps doing this. So I'm like, I think that eventually we are going to see a different Deadpool. There has been a teaser that Kidpool is going to be
Mm.
in more properties as well. So I'm excited to see what they do with that, but I don't think that we're gonna keep getting Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool
Yeah,
for too much longer.
yeah, and I think too, for this is the first time, it's the second time this has happened in the MCU. They are actually starting a comic line with Kidpool after the Deadpool Wolverine's dropped, and I'm trying to think what else this has happened in. There was a first MCU project to where they started a comic line after the movie because it was just such a well loved character or whatever. But now this is the second time this has happened where
Like,
normally it's
Ca
reversed.
I thought it was Cahorty, the What
Maybe.
If character.
Yeah, I think you're right. No, I think that is who it is. She was the first one, and then now we have Kidpool that this is happening with. But it's Kidpool and one
Spidey?
more. No,
Oh,
no,
I
no.
thought
It's
that like the two of them together is like Kidpool and Spider-Man together, that they're
uh,
doing the comic line of the two of them.
I have no
can't
clue.
remember. I'll look it up. Y'all go ahead.
Okay.
So real quick, I found the MCU schedule release for 2026. So Avengers, Doomsday, and Spider-Man 4. So Deadpool is probably going to show up in Spider-Man 4. I'm willing to bet my money on that. He could be a post-credit scene, and then we might even like get to explore some of Spider-Man and Deadpool's team ups. And
Mm,
as far as 2025 goes, my prediction is going to stay with Thunderbolts post credit scene. So
Mm.
that's what I'll run with.
So
okay.
you were pretty much pretty spot on, Tay. It's Kidpool and Spider Boy. That's what it is. It's a team up with
Spider-Boy.
them. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. You're right.
No, it's cool. I do my research. My brain never stops. It's fine. But did you guys see the Cap and Falcon, the 11-year look? So we got to see it back when it was Steve Rogers and
Yes,
Falcon, and
I
now
love
it's
this.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's so cool. I love that they are like, testing their boundaries and like
Mhm.
they're never gonna stop with Captain America and Falcon. Although I'm not like a huge Captain America fan. I'm still glad that they are uh testing those boundaries and
Mhm.
and continuing to try new things.
Yeah, my only thing is like I love Sam as Cap. I haven't really seen the other guy as his Falcon on screen
Mm.
long enough for me to like make a judgment call like how I like him portraying Falcon. I do wish we would have got like maybe a couple more movies of Sam and Steve together though, before they did the transition, just because like I'm not gonna lie, between Sam and Steve and Bucky, like that's my two favorite duos. Like and to me, I just can't, just as a fan, I can't get enough of them on screen. And
Okay.
obviously I know they got to keep things rolling, but I'm like, oh man, yeah,
I mean, they can always
Yeah.
do like an animated type thing for
this is true.
like for the two of them, because I think that Chris Evans 100% is done playing the Captain
Oh yeah,
America
yeah,
role. He wants a more grittier look, as we've seen with Knives
yeah,
Out and
yeah.
everything.
Man.
Um, and we haven't seen Red One yet, but I'm pretty sure that's also a gritty look.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see
Um,
that Tuesday. So
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yep.
But yeah, I think that like we could theoretically get more animation kind of thing, or even just
Mhm.
comics is the best way to go for now.
Yeah, yeah. I would be. I think it'd be fun animation. It's like they kept it the animation style, like they did What If.
Hmm.
What would be cool is if they actually did in between Civil War and Infinity War, we got to see Scarlett Johansson, Sam, and Steve while they were like flying under the radar, hiding from the government, but still doing missions. That'd be cool to get like just one season only, but an animated season of them three and different missions they did while they were also on the run from the government.
You
That'd be
say
fun.
one season now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They mess around and hire the right writer, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying one season now, as in I'm trying to not show my wants, but try to show the business side of things and how Marvel would probably think about it. But no, if
Uh-huh.
this is my wants, like give me 10 seasons.
Facts.
Okay, Walking Dead.
Yeah. And I'm not mad about it. Some things are
Yeah.
meant to have 10 seasons, and some things are not meant to have 10 movies or seasons like Fast.
Must have the golden pen. Let's see. So next on the list, Daredevil Born Again has released a photo from the set with Charlie Cox,
Mm.
Eldon Henson, and Deborah Ann Swole, I believe. No, it's
Hmm.
Wool.
Oh yeah, she ain't
Okay.
swole.
I mean, but she got the guns. So it's good
Uh,
to see Karen Page, Foggy Nelson, and Matt Murdock together again. Those
Hmm.
are the holy trinity of the Daredevil
mm.
TV series. Holy Trinity, just like us. So Daredevil
Yeah.
Born Again comes out next March, and
Mm.
we are all geeked
Oh
for
my
this
god.
release.
Oh
It
yeah, for
so
sure.
pumped for this. So pumped.
Yeah.
And like the more footage we get to see, more teasers we get to see. And like this picture actually kind of leaked out, I think, a while back, but this was actually officially released. If I'm not mistaken, I think this was a release through Variety, wasn't it?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Yeah. But my God, I'm so ready for this. Like I didn't know how much we loved Netflix, and maybe this is me just getting my hopes up. But and I know a lot of people are worried about keeping up with the gritty, dark tone of Netflix. But I think this is going to just like one up it. I think it's going to
Oh,
Yeah.
keep
for sure.
that, but then
Yeah.
bring in that level of budget that Netflix didn't have, and get some more of this comic accurate stuff, more characters that we're going to love that
Hmm.
Netflix also wasn't legally allowed to do. So like,
Right.
I cannot wait.
Man, I am hype. This is the most important thing to me for
Hmm.
2025 is Daredevil Born Again. They have to do this right. I,
Are you
I,
talking
I
about
I
series
trust them.
wise or overall?
Maybe overall,
Oh,
Okay.
I love the Thunderbolts in the Captain America 4 trailer, and I'm like pretty much obsessed with them. But I'm like Daredevil might be that meal ticket.
Yeah.
okay.
It might be that meal ticket.
All
Man,
right. We'll
I
see.
I feel like I got a whole pocket full of meal tickets for 2025. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like I'm so pumped for next year. Like it's gonna be such a good year. Such a
yeah.
Yeah.
good year.
Especially that summer time frame.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yep.
I wish a hater would. Let's see. Next on the list, we got Fantastic Four: First Steps. So pretty much their filming has wrapped up, and I'm already looking forward to the first trailer because
Mm.
we know it's bound to happen pretty soon. Joseph Quinn cut his hair because his hair was just a little bit longer, so he cut his hair for Johnny Storm. I'm assuming, and man, I'm a Pedro Pascal being Reed Richards is bold as fuck, but I'm here for it. I want to see what he could do as the smartest man in the Marvel universe.
It's kind of
Yeah,
nice
screw.
to hear of a thing that Marvel's filming and it wrap up on time, especially because like I'm not gonna lie, like this had a pretty tight window of filming. And then Kevin Feige, as he makes appearances and talks about all the different Marvel projects, he always veers towards Fantastic Four being his most hyped and most talked about and biggest thing that I think that he's wanting everybody to look. He wants everybody to look forward to everything, but like he's really honing in on this, and like he's already made the statement that every character in this Fantastic Four film is coming back in Avengers Doomsday. So for them to like, they must have a lot of confidence and in this film and what they've written, and to film it in that tight window, it's on time. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, that's
I think they're realizing that they need to get the stuff out because
mhm,
this year and so yeah, exactly. This year was it was supposed to be so much more than it was because of the writer's strike and everything, and
right.
that's completely fine because absolutely
Oh
do what
yeah.
you got to do to get your your livelihood, right?
Hmm.
But there was supposed to be, like we were supposed to have the Spider-Verse movie this year, and then they talked about it happening next year, and then they just kept on pushing it back. And I think that people are kind of getting into that monotony of like Avatar, where we were like excited because as soon as
Hmm.
that first one came out, everyone was like, yeah, this was like hot fire. And then they're like, we're coming out with 2, 3, and 4. We're doing it, guys. We're doing it. And then 10 years later, we're like, oh, this is when it was supposed to come out. Like, I don't think this was
Oh,
supposed to come out 10 years later, but
Right.
so I think that they needed to keep the hype up, and that's why Kevin Feige is talking about Fantastic Four the way he is, because the first Fantastic Four, like, albeit like I loved it, the Fox one,
Hmm.
but that's just because that was my introduction to Fantastic Four,
Right.
and then a lot of people don't like it, but then the second
Which
one
one?
that
Oh,
came out,
like in 2005.
s- yeah, the
Yeah.
second
Okay.
iteration, I guess,
Yeah.
is a better word to say.
Yeah. 2015.
Um, yeah, that came out in 2015. That
with
one
Michael B.
nobody
Jordan.
liked. Yes.
Yeah.
And like
Oh
Um,
I
God.
tried, even as in like I tried to find like good focal points about it, and there's like almost none. Like it is, whew, it's rough and cringe.
Yeah,
mm.
that's probably what motivated Feige to go so hard on this one. He was just like, oh hell no, we can't do this again.
Right.
Which is why I think that he's also like talking about it so much is because he's trying to hype it up because he's like, okay, like just understand it.
Mm,
This isn't that. Like we've gotten so far into the MCU and I understand hero fatigue is a thing, but
mhm.
guys, this is like something that's worthwhile. Trust
Yeah,
me. Trust
Right.
it. Trust the process.
I got you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Also, Young Avengers. So Young Avengers, it's been such a weird subject online to talk about, right? Because we
mm,
see in these films and in these shows, it truly seems like we're leading up to it. Then you hear
yeah.
people online talking about, "Oh, we're not getting them. They scrapped that plan." But like, how you really scrap that plan when you put so much effort into, Ms. Marvel, playing the Nick Fury role and approaching Kate Bishop, and then you keep bringing these younger people. Now we have Wicked in here, and there's so many. And so now, supposedly, this is by source Daniel RPK, another huge, huge trusted source. Once again, still take it like a grain of salt, but this guy's got a great track record. Uh, is they are not going to do a Young Avengers film anymore, but because like a lot of these characters in real life are getting older, they're actually going to change it to Champions, and it's not going to be a movie. They're talking about doing a Champions series with them.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Like a series. Okay.
So
I would be more along the lines of like looking for a series for this anyway.
yeah, I think because we do have the Avengers movies, right? We have and obviously we're getting Avengers up till Secret Wars, at least we know of. And then we've now got Thunderbolts and we have Fantastic Four. We have these bigger groups in the movies. I think, not trying to do a disservice to the younger crowd, but like I think it's smart to do a series with them.
Mhm.
I think it's safe to do a series with
Mhm.
them as well,
Yep.
and I think they could pull off a successful series, but also not have as big of a budget, but a big enough budget to give us some good quality project. What's y'all's take on this?
I want to know who the writer they choose for this. Like
Mm,
if I had like a hint of who the writer could be for this,
right.
I would know if this would like flop or
Hmm.
pop. So one writer that I'm thinking of off the bat, maybe the writer from, well, maybe not Cobra Kai, but there's some shows that I think are really great as far as like teen heroes go.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Ah,
definitely wouldn't want to. Me personally, I wouldn't want the Cobra Kai writers doing them all. But
yeah, they have some moments of just pure cheesiness, and it's just like
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Young Avengers is ready for that level of '90s cheesiness.
I was gonna
So
say our late '80s, early '90s days of Lou Ferrigno, Hulk, Red Brown, Captain America, and the Fantastic Four movie that never got made, but it never came out. Yeah, I feel like we would be retracting ourselves and going back to that type of quality
yeah,
if the Cobra Kai people wrote.
yeah, their sense of humor is just like, God damn, I feel like I'm watching like a musical from the '90s for real. So uh, I know a good writer. A good writer for like the Young Adventures would probably be maybe the guy from Outer Banks,
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
the writer from Outer Banks has been a part of a bunch of projects. I cannot remember their name at the top of my head, but I am going to Google it because
yeah. I think I don't know who it is, and I don't know other projects he's been in. But I'm not gonna lie, Outer Banks. Once I finally did start watching it, I mean, it hooked me. And it's I feel like it has good pacing throughout the storytelling of it, and so
Mm.
yeah, I think they could get a shot at that. I think that makes sense.
so
Yeah.
Josh Pate is so Josh and Jonas Pate and Shannon Burke. Shannon Burke is a guy with like a amazing resume too. So not just Outer Banks,
Uh
but come on IMDb, come to the rescue.
huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
know, man. Like I could even see like because we have had Spider-Man and Spider-Man's kind of like in that like teenagey era.
Hmm.
Like the writers from Spider-Man or even shoot, like we know that the Russo bros are like doing just like off the wall stuff now with
Yeah.
like Electric City and kind of like expanding their, portfolios. So who knows? Who knows who we could get?
Yeah. Some of the Russo brothers. I'm trying to think. Did Russo bros do that movie with called 12 Bridges? Have y'all seen that?
12
No.
Bridges.
Yeah, I
Um,
think. Oh man, I tell you what, if you haven't seen it, like it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's 21 Bridges. It's a 2019 film. It's Chadwick Boseman. Uh, and I feel like it was Russo Bros who did it.
hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Nope. Director is Brian Kirk. But anyways, all right. Not Russo Bros. 21 Bridges. Chadwick Boseman. Watch it. It's good.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
have to
so
look that up. Go ahead.
I think these writers from Outer Banks come from Riverdale. So Riverdale wasn't that bad of a TV series. I haven't seen Outer Banks yet, but Riverdale has like somewhat of a reputation behind it. Maybe not as maybe Young Avengers shouldn't be nearly as dramatic as Riverdale, but as far as like the seriousness goes, I
Mhm.
think they would fit well with this.
Yeah, I've watched I think maybe one or two episodes of Riverdale. That's all I watched of that. It didn't hook me like Outer Banks did. Outer Banks hooked
Yeah,
me.
I
Do we
still
know
gotta
who
start
the
that
writer
show.
of Teen Titans
The
was?
HBO series,
Just
No,
Titans.
like no,
Teen
Teen
Titans
Titans from
animated.
like the 90s. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
Because if we're looking for somebody that like I don't know if they're still around and still doing things, but
Uh,
like I feel like that kind of camaraderie is what we would be looking for young Avengers or champions at this point, right? Theoretically.
Right.
Asterisks. So
yeah,
who knows? But if they
So
still do things, I think that would be cool.
it's created and developed by Glenn
Glenn Murakami.
yeah Murakami and David Slack, the '90s series. So
Okay. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, not bad.
I
Not
think
bad.
that would be interesting just because like
yeah.
they did write really well for that series and a lot of people do talk
Oh
about that still to this day, you know.
yeah, it still has a huge fandom for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. There are people that still cosplay as Raven. Shit,
Yeah,
dude. Like
yeah, yeah.
it's
A
Facts.
lot, a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So ending out our Marvel media for the week,
Mhm.
we got a little bit of a Deadpool Halloween special, it looked like. So Vice City, like Ryan Reynolds, I don't remember exactly what his uh, handle is on IG, but he posted a IG video
Oh,
of
Van
him,
City Reynolds.
Van City, do
Yeah,
that again?
Van City Reynolds.
Van City. Ah,
Yeah.
not
Damn
Vice.
city.
Vans. Vans. Vans make her dance. Anyway, so um so it looks like he was on the set of some type of Christmassy. He had like snow on like as an overlay.
Mhm.
And it was like he was like mouthing something and everyone's like, if anyone can read lips really well, like what could he possibly be saying? But I think he would just be saying something totally ridiculous and redundant.
Yep.
And not even saying anything really to be exact on what this is. But shoot, dude, we could get another Deadpool something or another this
Yeah.
next month.
I think well, we also seen before we talked on here previous episode with the clip of him and Leslie Uggams,
Mhm,
with the Christmas tree and the lights in the background, him and
yep,
Blind Owl filming something, and we still don't know
yeah,
what it was. So like,
nope.
I think we're going to, I think we're going. Santa's bringing us the guy in the red suit, just not himself this year. I really think.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
well,
It's a better Santa.
you never know. It might be an Art the Clown collaboration, and both of them are in a Santa suit. Like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Deadpool and Art. Oh,
I think I'd rather sit on Deadpool's lap than Santa's. So.
baby
Pause.
girl has risen.
Pause. Jesus.
Like, tell me a story, Ryan Reynolds. I don't want some creepy old dude talking to me.
I mean, we do know that they are doing like a Deadpool Halloween or not, sorry, Halloween holiday story time something or another. I did read an article about that,
Mm,
but I don't know if that is something that they were taping or if that was something that was going to be directly at like Universal Studios or
right.
wherever for the holiday
That's
time frame.
definitely going on at the studios. It's where Deadpool comes out, and it's I think it's where he sits down. He comes out in the unicorn, and then he sits in the chair and reads a Christmas story or his own version of a Christmas story. Yeah,
Okay.
that's at Studio Place or the Universal Studios.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it
Okay.
Or is
Cool.
it
So
Universal? Is that whatever park? Some kind of
yeah.
studio
No,
park.
Universal is the one
Okay,
that
okay,
has like the Marvel area. So yeah,
okay. Yep.
that would make sense.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. After I seen that clip, and I was like, man, if I ever cosplay as Deadpool, I want to get that unicorn thing where you move it back and forth and you're riding it like with the
Yeah.
wheels, you know?
So the bottom half is like a unicorn, and it's just like your front legs are just like walking, and then the back is like inflatable, right? Is that what you're
No,
talking about?
no, 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 no. This is actually like a half-size unicorn, and Deadpool
Oh,
sits on it, and so like he's got legs, but as his feet, it's wheels, and so like where your feet go, like you actually move your legs back and forth, and it creates friction to go up and down, and you actually roll. Like, yeah. Have
all
you not
right. I'm
seen
out.
that?
Nope. I'm
After
gonna
we
have
get
to
off
look at
here,
this. Yeah.
I'll send this to you.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's hilarious. And
Top priority.
he rides this unicorn out to sit in this Christmas themed area.
Oh man,
Oh,
I can't wait.
y'all ready to jump into some DC?
Let's get
Yeah.
it. Hmm.
So, the first thing on our DC docket for this week is James Gunn has come out with like a couple of just announcements, kind of out of the blue, it seems like. But he said that he wants to do some R-rated DC movies based off of the
Mhm.
fact that Deadpool and Wolverine has done just so well. So he was saying he would like to do more than one. We do know that Swamp Thing and The Authority.
Mhm.
Um, is in development. He announced those a while back, so we know that those are some things that he could theoretically also be making rated R, but we don't really know what he would be making rated R at this exact point in time. Um, but yeah, super cool for that.
I
But
think
other James, no, go ahead.
what I was gonna say,
What do you
I
think he would
well,
do a rated R
I don't
thing?
know what I would think he would do, but I just think it's hilarious that he's like wanting to kind of like now he's stepped away from Marvel, and he's
Mm,
like bringing some of the people with him, but he's always kind of making it known that he's wanting to completely differentiate himself from Marvel, and he's kind of not shit talked, but made some like little jabs about stuff, and now he's like, "Oh, Deadpool Wolverine did so well," and I'm like,
Man,
like you can still mention this, but it doesn't have to be right after this came out and then mention that, especially when you're trying to give off this certain vibe, that I'm done with Marvel type thing. I don't know. I think it's hilarious, but
I think game recognizes game though.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Oh,
he
and
realizes
it
like
should. But like I think whatever he picks, it's going to be great for R rated. I mean, the last Suicide Squad was R. I mean, and that was him, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it? Oh,
yeah.
I
That's
don't
James
know.
Gunn. I mean, and that was that was
yeah.
way
Man,
more R than Deadpool Wolverine, I believe, or just as equal R.
it's crazy when you talk to like day one Peacemaker fans. They're just like, I didn't know Peacemaker would have been this good rated R. It was like, what? You mean Peacemaker's not like this in the comics? It was like, I wouldn't know because I haven't divulged in the series yet. At
Well,
least not
so
the source material.
from what I hear, like Peacemaker, there's actually not a lot of runs of him in the comics. Peacemaker's one of those that doesn't actually have like a huge, huge comic base or fan base, and so really the Peacemaker we see was really kind of they pulled some source from it, but it's way more what we see on film than you actually see of him in the comics. He's been kind of a creation of James Gunn, and like I'm not a John Cena fan, but his Peacemaker series is hilarious. So
It's
like
so
it
funny.
works. It works.
Yeah, like the thing that there is like a community of like Peacemaker fans, and they're just like, we give this show a stamp of our stamp of approval. And I'm like, damn, I guess there's a fandom for everybody. So
Damn. So James Gunn did actually come out with like a couple of other things that I briefly want to touch on. So, he's doing his own DC that's separate from Matt Reeves'
Mm,
DCU. So for James Gunn, he said he's not even going to bring Batman in until they do the Brave and the Bold.
right.
So we have a little bit far off until we see Batman inside of his
Mm,
DCU, and we know that he's kind of like reluctant right now to do Justice League because he wants
right.
to kind of build up like from the bottom up with all of the characters and really get
Mm,
like a good base going before he makes that pyramid. And then he also said that there's a Superman release kind of window, and it's going to be in the middle of December. So Blake was right for when we should be expecting our Superman trailer to drop. And we do know that we got to interview the Seattle's Beauty,
mm-hmm.
um, or Sarah, as some of us know her. And she was actually she we did the interview and we had dropped it, right? And in the interview, she had said that she's actually in this Superman as
Yeah.
well.
And one of the set
So
photos that's online is her standing beside James Gunn, actually on set, like in her
yeah,
her outfit. So that's
yeah.
pretty cool.
But everybody kind of wants it to drop on December 15th because of
Mm.
the fact that it's the 46th anniversary of when Superman, like Christopher Reeves, did his Superman.
Oh, really?
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
oh
so
That would make the
so
most
I
sense.
yes, and if it's in the mid of December, we were thinking maybe the 15th to the
Mm,
20th of December kind of time frame
mhm.
of when we would be expecting the Superman trailer to drop. But if it's on the 15th of December, the homage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
The
I feel like he
feelings.
deserves that too. I think that'd be great. I would rather
exactly.
see that than Christmas just to yeah, I would rather see that than to be right on the date, like, for what I guess, because I think I said Christmas Day, right, didn't I? I like by Christmas.
Yeah,
Christmas, do
yeah,
it. Shit, do
yeah.
it
You said
tomorrow.
Christmas, and I said New Year's Eve, so or
Uh,
New Year's Day or something like that. But yeah,
but yeah, I think that would be nice. I think that'd be great, and I can see James Gunn doing something like that, honestly, because I mean, he does. I think, like I think he puts a lot of thought into things and care when it comes to some of these releases. Because, like, if I'm not mistaken, some of the stuff that he's released or teased or whatever, it's been kind of in correlation with special dates as well that he's done this related to Superman and things. So.
mm.
Yep, I like that. Speaking of Superman, though, Frank Grillo said that he actually has seen the trailer and that the trailer gave him goosebumps. Uh,
Ooh.
Frank Grillo, I like him. I like him
Mm.
as an actor, but also like he's a shit talker too, and like he's in this as we know as a Frank Flag Sr., and he's also in Creature Commandos. And we also, as we've reported before, his Rick Flag Sr. I say Frank, it's Rick Flag Sr. I can't remember. I get it.
Oh,
Anyways,
I don't know.
Rick Flag Sr.'s who Frank is playing, and he's going to be in multiple DC projects. But yeah, like when I say he's a shit talker, like so he made a joke with on an interview or something like that one time, saying that Marvel almost fired him because of something he did, and then like TMZ and different people like approached him on the road, and they're like, "Oh man, you almost." He's like, "Oh, people who don't know how to take a joke. I was just shit talking." So yeah, he, I don't know. He's slightly a little bit of a braggadocious guy, full of himself, but at the same time, I do like seeing him on screen, like the characters he portrays. Like when he did
Hmm.
Crossbones in the MCU, I loved him in that as Crossbones, even though it was like a short deal. But just him kind of seeing him transfer, from to a Hydra agent. And then he's in Warrior, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. He trains Joel Egerton, the teacher that becomes the UFC fighter, and so on screen, regardless of who he is, off screen, he's a good actor. So I'm
Hmm.
excited to see his Rick Flag Sr.
You know how let down I'd be if we watched the Superman trailer and I don't get goosebumps now? I would be like, you motherfucker. And I'm like, how dare
Yeah.
you hype this shit up?
So I can't think of the guy's name that played Rick Flag Jr. We got from the past two Suicide Squad movies, but I'm actually he's a good actor, and I thought he did well with that. But I'm actually more excited to see Frank play a senior than Oh Boy play
Yeah.
junior.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Too bad they killed him off too soon. He's from that Altered Carbon TV
Yeah,
series on
yeah, yeah.
Netflix, and he
Yep.
is so incredible.
Anthony Mackie's in that too, right?
Yeah, he ends
Yeah,
up taking his place. Like
yeah.
they both play the exact same character.
So I watched. There's 2 seasons, I believe, of this.
Yep.
And I've seen the first season. I think I started the second. It's been a while, but yeah,
Joel Kinnaman.
yep,
Yep.
that's it. That's it.
Joel Kinnaman.
But that's an interesting series to watch. I'd like to jump back in there. I forgot all about it. Altered Carbon. It's definitely unique and a little out there, but it's fun. It's
It
definitely fun.
really is. Yeah. Maybe we might get a season 3, but if not, I wouldn't mind a reboot someday. But
Yeah.
this was sick.
Yep, for sure. But man, I don't know. The Superman trailer. I hope we get it soon. I'm ready to see it. Like we've seen so many pictures, but I think that wraps us up for
Yep.
DC this week.
Yeah.
Y'all ready to jump to some educated wish?
Let's get it.
Yeah. So, as Blake kind of alluded to at the beginning of the episode, I wanted to talk about Wicked so bad for this episode, but I realized after I watched it yesterday that I have a lot to say. So we are going to we're going to separate the Wicked where this would go right now, and we're actually going to drop a separate episode tomorrow for all of you guys that want to know if Wicked's good, and it's going to be spoiled.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, that's
so
another
just so you
thing. I
know,
think that's great about it being standalone is like if you click on the video, you know what's being talked about. It was not something that
yeah,
was just like in the middle of our episode. We're like, oh shit, I haven't seen it yet. It's spoiled.
yeah,
So like if you click on it and you're like, oh, I didn't know, that's on you.
Oh
yep,
man.
yeah. So don't worry, it's not here.
Yeah,
I do think it is good. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
I'll
But
definitely go see
that's the
it.
only thing I'm gonna go say for Wicked for right now.
But something seems to be making it on our list every week. It's Happy Gilmore 2. So we got a couple of updates on cameos that's going to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Eminem's going to be
Yeah,
making a cameo in this,
yeah,
and
he is.
oh man, and then the OG movie director Dennis Dugan is going to be making a cameo in this as well.
Yeah.
Forgive me for not knowing who the new director is, but
Oh.
yeah, I think I think it's pretty cool that the OG director. This is a fan favorite of your people who love Adam Sandler. Even people
Hmm.
who don't, this is still like the original is a funny movie.
Absolutely.
I mean,
One thing I love about Adam Sandler movies, he'll grab like from the same circle of actors and put them
yes,
in
yes.
all his movies, and it'll be like
Mm-hmm.
Rob Schneider and a couple other
Steve
guys,
Buscemi.
and Carl Weathers. It's just like, damn.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
But the new director for Happy Gilmore 2, his name is Kyle Newacek.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm it literally looks like it's spelled new a check and all one word.
Okay, that's probably right then. I don't really see no other way to say it. So,
I don't know either.
speaking of
But
things that keep
yeah.
making it on our list,
So, I don't know if you guys have seen the post that I had made on our Fundamentals page, but there's a couple of people or a couple of characters that are part of the public domain now. One of them is Popeye. So we have a Popeye Shiver Me Timbers movie that is coming out in the first quarter of 2025. So just to be clear, this is not a part of our twisted universe, our Pooniverse, if you will, right? It's from the same distributor as Blood and Honey, though, so do
Oh god.
realize that it is a horror comedy. We did get a trailer to drop and some set photos. If you haven't seen them, you can go to like the Shiver Me Timbers movie, and everything's right there. So IMDb says that this is going to come out on March 1st. Other sites say March 30th, and then there was one that just said in January. So we're not really sure as to when this is going to be coming out. We just know it's next year in the first quarter.
you know, as twisted as this is, I wonder if there's gonna be a scene like, even though it's horror, you know, way horror twisted and stuff. If they're gonna
Yeah.
have him in, they're gonna be like, "Guh, guh, 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 guh."
I mean, it is a horror comedy, so
yeah,
the
I
fact
would.
that it made you laugh,
I
yeah.
would die if they like somehow just even one time just put that put that
Oh
line in there,
no.
or like every time he kills somebody he does "Kuh, kuh, 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 kuh." Like that would be so.
Oh
Or he
god.
like
It's
pops
already silly.
he pops a can of spinach and downs it before he kills somebody. Like, there are so many things that they can do with this. And I don't know if you guys saw the synopsis, but it's Olive Oil
Like,
goes camping with her brother Castor. So if you guys didn't catch that, Castor Oil is his name.
and
And they
there's a
go
character that's
camping.
not mentioned named Baby Oil. So
Stop it.
being played by Diddy. No.
No.
I have never cringed this hard in my entire life. I can't even speak.
So Olive Oil and Castor go and take their friends on a camping trip to go see Halley's Comet, like meteor shower type thing. And during this magnificent event is when I guess Popeye switches and becomes a bloodthirsty maniac killing machine.
Mm,
And that is the synopsis of this movie. So
jeez.
if you haven't seen any of it's different. It's very much different. But another movie that's going to be coming out specifically for Popeye in the beginning or at some point in time in 2025 is Popeye the Slayer Man instead of Popeye the Sailor
Oh,
Man.
are you serious?
Oh
There's
my
two?
god.
Yes,
Oh my
two.
god.
Two specifically for Popeye next
Woo.
year.
Two completely different projects, right?
Yes, two
Oh
completely
my
different
god.
projects.
This is
Yeah.
people pay them too much money. They are fucking off with thousands of dollars with this shit.
Oh, but you thought
And this is why it's important to keep
Popeye
the domains bought.
Oh my
You thought
god.
Popeye was bad? Hold up. Hold your beer because here comes Steamboat Willie is
Oh,
open for public domain. So the first thing that I want to
Yeah.
talk about that we got a trailer for is Mouse of
Mouse of
Horrors.
Horrors.
So this is also not a part of the Pooniverse. And it is just it's different. It's like at a festival kind of not a
Yeah.
festival, but like carnival rides and stuff like that
Okay,
is
sure.
where this kind of takes
Like a fair
place.
type thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So other features that we are going to get for Steamboat Willie because he's being a part of that public domain. One that we got this year, if you guys haven't seen, is the Mousetrap. And I think that's streaming on Max, but I'll get back to you on exactly where it's streaming. But then we are also getting Screamboat, January 31st, 2025. You're getting Mouse Boat Massacre in 2025. We're also getting Mickey versus Winnie. So Mickey Mouse versus Winnie the Pooh. And that's going to be January 10th, 2025. And then you're getting a sequel to Mousetrap called Mousetrap Welcome to the Mickeyverse. And that's going to be August 1st, 2025. So if you're looking for something that is completely like kind of a little bit a part of your childhood, but kind of also super fucked up, there you go.
Walt
You
Disney is
have
rolling in his grave right now.
hey man, like you put a part of the public domain, and I think that's also why so many people are just making these movies right now is because
Yeah.
you don't know when it's gonna get bought up.
Yeah. Well, hey, did we not, Deontay, like a few weeks ago, like seen a preview for one of these in the actual theater?
I
Like
want
the
to.
one of the it's like the demented is one of the demented mouse ones, like the slashers. I want to say like they even like in our theater even like showed a trailer to one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the fact that one of them is actually getting a sequel, you know, you never know. You never
Yeah.
know which one you saw because you have two that are coming in January. So it could either be Mickey versus Winnie, which I feel like
I
you
don't
would
think it's that one.
absolutely
No.
remember,
Yeah.
but it could be
No,
the
I think it's a
Scream
mouse.
Boat
That's it.
or
Oh,
the
that
Mouse
is
Boat Massacre.
nope. I
Scream
think it's
Boat?
Scream Boat. Yep.
Okay.
I think it's
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Because like it was very obvious it was like a demented demonic mouse, and I think part of it took place on a boat. So yeah, I'm almost
Okay.
sure it's Scream Boat. Scream
Well,
Boat Willie.
yeah. Well, there you go. Things
Oh
you
my
never
god.
knew that you thought you would need to know. Now you
Yeah, I
know.
thought.
And now
That
you
is.
know.
Yeah. Did you know that? Now you know. Bill
Yeah,
Nye, the science guy. Bill. No, anyways. Ooh, that's the whole beat
yeah,
right there. It gets you pumped.
it does.
Yeah, it
I,
does.
I
Oh,
I regret watching Sharknado now because I was like, they can't do no worse than this. And look, they
here we
did worse
are.
than
Here we
this.
are.
Have you
Oh,
have you seen the Meg and the
the
Meg
Meg.
2? The
Ooh.
Meg.
Oh yeah, yeah, Megalodon. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, Sharknado is pretty crazy once you get to like the second, third, and the fourth one.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot that they made so many.
Yeah,
so I think I've seen bits and pieces of the first one, and that was enough for me to never watch any of them again.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was a thug because I toughed it out through that movie.
Yeah.
Nope.
Don't what's her face star in that? Tara something.
They have like all stars coming through. Like one point they had
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige in the fucking.
But the question is, did she die first?
She died right in the middle of the movie.
Damn.
So we'll move from poorly made things to great great made things.
We
Dune
don't know if
Prophecy.
it's poorly made.
Yeah, that's true. Dune Prophecy though is now season 1, episode 1. It is on Max. Oh my god. So so the Dune movies I enjoy.
Yeah.
I think they're good. It's
Mhm.
not something like the movies aren't something like I go back and rewatch though. Uh, yeah, so I'm just gonna be straight honest with you, and obviously this is only season 1, episode 1's out, but
Mhm.
I actually am loving this better than the movies.
Yeah, it was called.
I was gonna say,
Sorry,
have you both watched them?
Mhm.
I have. Yeah,
Mhm.
I've watched both of the movies, and I watched this episode as well.
Oh no,
As
no,
well.
I meant this episode. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, 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 I
yeah.
did.
Oh man,
So it's called The Hidden Hand.
yes.
And you kind of get to see, well, I mean, they already say that it's 1,000 years before
Mm,
Paul Atreides
mm,
was like actually like born and everything. So this
right.
prophecy is part of how Paul Atreides became part of the prophecy.
Hmm.
So to see the sisters and how they all are like molding the future and creating the sacred bloodline.
Right.
Oh man, it's
And
I've been liking it so far. I'm
well,
hooked
and
already.
the way it leaves you hanging, like at the end of the episode, it's crazy and wild. And the viewership though is doing really good. So I think it's had 1.2 million viewers, which is like right on par with Penguin, how Penguin was doing on Max. Uh,
Damn.
so yeah, like it's doing great. And I'm not gonna lie, like just this hour episode though it's pulled me in more than either of the two movies have. I
Mm,
don't. It just has.
yeah.
But I don't know. It's great. Like I got so many questions right now, like the way it ended, and I just definitely. Well, does it come out? What days it come out on the new episodes? On Sundays?
Today, Sundays.
Oh my god!
Sundays.
Yes,
All
I'm so
right.
excited.
Taking over the
Uh,
Penguin block.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But man, if you have not watched it, definitely go watch it. And if you haven't seen the Dune movies, you don't have to. This would be actually since it's a prequel, you can actually start your Dune. Your Dune path here.
Your
Uh,
Dune experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I had never seen the Dune movies and seeing how good this first episode is, I would love to start my Dune path here, honestly, and then go into it.
So I've
Just
actually never seen the 1980s or whenever that was
oh,
Dune.
fun
I've
fact,
never
me
seen that
neither.
one.
Me neither.
Okay.
Me neither.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deontay, did you get to see this new the first episode of Dune Prophecy?
I did not.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you did, but like, dude, like
I seen
definitely
the two
watch it.
movies, and I'm
Yeah.
working on seeing like the original '80s back to back. So
I will probably never even work. I personally will probably never watch the '80s one. I can care less about it. I've seen clips. I've seen pictures. It's not appealing to me at all.
they
But
say it sucks,
yeah,
really
yeah.
Yeah.
bad.
But
Yep.
you should definitely start the series before you get behind. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
And
And then
and
so this
we'll
one,
cover every episode from here on out on every episode of Fundamentals too. Well, I guess up until
yeah.
December 15th, and then
December 22nd is when it ends because it literally leads right
oh,
up to What
gotcha,
If.
gotcha. Well,
We
Yeah.
got What If, and then we got Creature Commandos next month too.
Creature Commandos is December 5th, right? So it's going to have a little bit of an overlap with Dune and Creature Commandos. But I mean, we did it with Agatha and Penguin, so I don't think that we would get
yeah.
too
Well,
far
I'm
off.
I'm just now thinking like, man, we're gonna have all these great things going, and we're going
Have to review all
to
of
have
it.
we're going to have to review all of it the first week in January.
Oh man. Yep. We're gonna do an entire What If
Yeah,
episode
season cap.
breakdown.
Yeah,
Yeah. We might actually do that like separate from our regular episode, depending on how much we have to talk about. I feel like it's
yeah.
gonna be a separate episode though.
I feel like what if it will be actually since we're going to do like a full season recap since we're taking our 2 weeks off at the end of the year
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
And by the time we come back, it's gonna be done. So
Mm,
but yeah, Dune Prophecy, if you guys haven't seen it, um, to our fans out there, and also
mhm.
Deontay, super recommend it so far, at least with episode
So far,
one.
yeah,
And it definitely did suck me in, and get me like ready to go
yeah.
for the
It's
next episode.
so good.
Yeah. So Seth Rogen, is actually working on a Apple TV series called The Studio. It comes out on May 21st.
Mm,
And it's going to be one episode every Wednesday until um I don't know. It starts May 21st and then it just goes until the Wednesdays are done. um, I'm sorry. I was realizing I was like I didn't actually put the date that it ends, but it's okay.
it
It ends
will
when
end
it
though.
ends. Yes. So these are going to be 10 episodes that are going to be lasting 30 minutes long.
Mm,
And Catherine O'Hara and Bryan Cranston are actually already scheduled to guest star
good.
in a couple of the episodes. So yeah, it's just comedy for 30 minutes.
Yep.
So if you are a Seth Rogen fan, as for his comedy, I think he's like a hit and miss, kind of like Adam Sandler, to be honest.
He's a very hit and miss for me, and he's one of those that misses more than he hits for my personal taste.
Mm, yeah, that's Will Ferrell for me.
Yeah, he
Kind of like the hit
Will
and miss, and
Will Ferrell is more miss than hits for me too.
Yeah.
yeah,
But the stuff that hits, like hits.
yeah, yeah. Like I can quote so much about Talladega Nights with the
Oh yeah, and Step
Talladega
Brothers.
sweet baby
Nights.
Jesus with your golden fleece blanket.
I like my Jesus with a tuxedo shirt on. Says I'm here to party, but
Jesus in the front, party in the back. It's
yeah.
mullet.
Well, we're front row to what is it, Led Zeppelin or something, Leonard Skinner or something.
I'm all hyped up in Mountain Dew. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
threw off
But
chips on
anyway.
war medals off the bridge today.
Yeah, don't forget Eastbound and Down too.
Oh
Him
yeah.
and Danny McBride were like the perfect team together whenever they were on screen.
So I've actually never seen this. Like I
I
know what it
haven't
is,
either.
but I've never watched it. I have actually always heard good things about it, but I've never
Mm.
never watched it. Danny McBride is a hit and miss for me, but Danny McBride, he is a funny guy.
Yeah, this is his hands down his best work. Like this and
Really?
Big Mouth on Netflix. Oh my
Okay. There's a Danny McBride episode of Sunday Conversations. I don't know if Sunday Conversations is hilarious to watch.
so good.
I can't remember his name, but like him and Lenny, like he sits on the side eating a bowl of ice cream, and they interview celebrities and music people,
Yeah.
and most of the interviews are some of the funniest things to watch.
I
So
think
you
we
guys are
watched it
talking
with
about
Taylor in Vegas.
we didn't watch shit in Vegas. I don't know what
No,
you're talking about.
no, that was just me and you watching. She was asleep already.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
was like,
Yeah.
it was not
Yeah.
me. So yeah, that checks. But Danny McBride was in The Righteous Gemstones, which is something that I
Mm.
keep on talking about for you
I
guys
still
to
haven't watched it yet, but it's on my list.
gotta watch it. It's so good. Because also Walter Goggins, the
Oh yeah,
fucking
yeah.
ghoul.
The goal, Walter Goggins.
Y yeah.
Yeah.
He's in it and as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So I mean, it's such a good show.
What streaming services is it on?
It's on Max.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
that's
if
gotta be my next thing to watch, or I may start that this week because
Righteous Gemstones did also like during that like next year 2025 the thing that like Max put out with all the
Mhm.
different series is like Righteous Gemstones is in there. They are coming out with another season and I'm like,
Okay. So and there's only
so
one out right now, right?
there's three.
Oh,
There's three
really?
seasons. Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's good. John Goodman's also in it. Adam Devine. Um dude,
Hmm.
it's a great cast. It's great.
So something I'm super excited about, animated run of movies that I truly love, and like, I don't know, it's just something both me and my kids have always loved. But How to Train Your Dragon is coming out with a live action movie, and we actually got to see. I think the first trailer's released, right? And
Yeah.
we have so many still pics, but there's a trailer out there, and it looks so good. Like I'm not gonna lie, like there's like slight controversy over which I feel like there's always going to be when you go from animated to
Yeah.
live action on some portrayals of people. Like
Mhm.
Astrid, I think is not a blonde chick, so like there's people out there throwing a fit about that. But I don't care. Like Hiccup, he looks pretty accurate, and like the way he
Mm.
talks and stuff that we see in this trailer, I'm cool with it. And then we have Gerard Butler playing the dad, which I'm a huge Gerard Butler fan. And I think they
Well, he
couldn't
was
have
the
picked.
dad in the actual
Yeah.
series, like in the animated one. So the
Yep.
fact that they got him to actually do a live action as well is beyond amazing.
Yeah, because I mean, like, it's his. Gerard Butler also is one of those people. I think he has one of those voices when you hear it, you know it's him. So like, oh, it's so good. And the guy that plays Hiccup obviously is not the same guy who voiced him, but he sounds really good as Hiccup, and
Mm.
he looks good as him. Wow. But and then oh boy, that plays in Deadpool 2, Fire Fist, whatever he calls himself. You know what I'm talking about? The one
Oh,
that.
the firecracker dude, the short chubby kid.
Yeah, he's playing fish legs, fish legs in How to Train Your Dragon. So
Okay.
yeah,
God, I can't
uh,
remember what.
I'm super pumped for this.
Mm.
Super pumped. Toothless looks good. Ah, man, this is one of those that right off the bat, right out of the front, like I got good feelings about it.
I
And
know
this
that kid's
is
name
also,
isn't Firecracker because that's from The Boys.
well, no, I want to say he named himself like Fire Fist or something like that. Uh,
Uh, I'm gonna
hang
look it
on.
up. Keep going. No, I got it. I got it.
Uh,
Um,
Rusty Collins. Yep, and he names
yeah.
himself Fire Fist.
Fire Fist. Yep. All
Yep.
right. I was like, I know it wasn't Firecracker because
Yeah.
that immediately I was like, nope, nope,
And that
that's
that
not
kid
him.
was a that kid was so funny in Deadpool too.
Yeah.
Like, "I got my
Oh,
shank in my prison purse."
Yeah.
Oh, man. But anyways, that's a whole nother subject.
mm,
But How to Train Your Dragon 2, it's looking good. And How to Train Your Dragon has a pretty big fan base. And it was one of those movies too, I feel like I can't remember how many there are. I wanna say there's at least 3. But
mm.
even there may be 4, but
I think
every
there's
movie.
only three.
Maybe, but every movie that they've came out with animated, it's been good. It's been solid. So yeah, I am so ready for this though. Oh man, but yeah. So after that, we also have. I don't. I think Tay actually made this post, and she's like, "Who asked for this?" Which I know there's a huge Minecraft fan base, but I guess just seeing Jason Momoa in the trailer for the movie and Jack Black in them in it just doesn't do it for me. But I'm also not a
Mm,
huge Minecraft fan, but each to their own. But yeah, there's a Minecraft part that is out there and being put together.
mm-hmm.
2026, 2027, locations unknown. Is it? It's more likely to be in the U.S. or is it the UK? What? Like,
So it's going to be in both. It's going to be in the
oh,
UK
both.
and the
Okay,
US.
gotcha. Sure.
We just don't know exactly what properties it is because
Hmm.
it's a Merlin property itself that they are
Okay.
the ones that's taking this. So it could be already part of the parks that they already have and
Right.
adding like an addition kind of thing. And if you guys aren't familiar with Merlin, they're the people that brought us Legoland, Madame Tussauds, and Sea Life, like the aquarium.
Well, them having
So
the Legoland thing, I feel like this is
mm,
right up their alley.
yeah,
Doing a Minecraft theme one. I think if anybody's going to
yeah.
pull it off well, it will be this group. So,
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But speaking also of like Harry Potter, or
hmm
sorry, theme park stuff, I'm going into Harry Potter. I'm sorry, I'm always so excited about Harry Potter. So Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. It's a ride that's going to open up at Epic. We talked about Epic in our past episode, and it's that brand new, like actual theme park
hmm
that Universal is doing. It's going to be in Orlando. This is opening up May 22nd, 2025. And then something else that Harry Potter is also doing is the Wizards of Baking. So episode 2 is now out. The first one was kind of just like, how did you get into Harry Potter? The second
hmm
episode was specifically about Gringotts. And then I think the third episode, that every Thursday they come out. So the third episode is going to be this coming Thursday, and it's going to be about the where they get all of the shops and stuff. It's going to be at the joking the brothers with the jokes and the wisecracking, I don't know, the prank store. I can't remember what it's called.
Uh, real
But
quick, I uploaded another picture. I forgot to upload a while ago. It's like the out view of like it's like the artwork of it. So I know
okay.
I just popped up the inside, but I was like, oh man, the big outside one's gone. But there it is. Like it looks
Yeah.
super cool.
Mhm. Yeah, so this is the images that they had come out for the Harry Potter, the Battle at the Ministry, and super excited about it. I haven't really been able to do a lot of like theme park rides as of late because as I've been an adult, I've gotten this thing called motion sickness. So I have to take Dramamine before I go
Oh
onto
no.
rides now.
hmm
Um, but I'm always willing to do something at least once. And it's only like indoor rides that make me feel that way because I feel like I'm confined and it's I don't know. Um, but yeah.
So also, in an Esquire interview with Denzel Washington, we know for sure Equalizer 4. We're getting Equalizer 4. Uh, as we also talked about, I think on last episode, this guy's retirement and how many things out of nowhere he's doing. I don't know if he's trying to like do as much as he can, like before he wraps up his retirement. But man, it seems like out of nowhere, from when he talked about when he's going to retire, seems like there's a lot of things to try to squeeze in there.
And you're
So
talking about Denzel Washington, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, Denzel
Okay.
Washington. Speaking of which, again, we watched last night. In a movie we'll get to a little bit later, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if he really retires. He's one of those people. I feel like he may talk about it, but I don't know if he truly ever will be able to. But because we also talked about him being in Black Panther. I mean, he may eventually do it. I just think his timeline may be off from when it's actually going to happen to when it's being said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because someone told us, I don't know if it was one of you guys or who said it, but someone told me that Denzel was trying to stay away from villain roles. It's just like, but he's done it a few times in his career. Like
Mm.
he
I've
done it
not
recently.
I've not heard that.
No, I haven't heard that either. I remember saying on the last episode that he said he was going to retire after
Black
Black
Panther.
Panther
hmm
and Othello, and
Yep.
King Lear is another one that he said he was going to do. But now that he's doing Equalizer 4 and 5, I don't think
Yeah.
he's retiring until 2027. And God forbid, like anything happens, like
Yeah.
maybe he doesn't retire and he's just gone, like James Earl Jones. So we'll see.
Yeah, protect Denzel Washington at all costs. He plays a bad guy in Gladiator II, and then if anybody remembers Training Day, he was a villain in
Yep.
Training Day, and he
Yep.
did a
Oh
damn
yeah.
good
Such a
job of
good
that.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh
Such a
Yeah.
good
yeah,
movie.
I'm ready for him. He's probably going to wind up being the villain for Black Panther 3, more than likely, because it's a temporary role, and he
Yeah.
has the acting chops for it. So you can do that one-time thing with whoever needs to save Wakanda and then peace out, retire in 2027.
One of my favorite movies is John Q. I love John Q.
John Q was beast,
Oh man,
absolute work.
it will pull at your heartstrings too. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen John Q, Tay? It's a must see. Like you have
Mhm.
to
Okay.
put that on your list for sure.
Okay.
Speaking of things I'm not sure is a must see, but hey, you never know, right? Kevin Smith is doing Dogma 2. It's not confirmed, but he says that he does want to get Matt Damon and Ben Affleck back.
Yep.
So yeah, it's an interesting movie. It's funny, but this is also one of those Kevin Smith movies are one of those that it takes an acquired taste. I feel like it's a certain fan base out there. To me, it's very hit and miss. There's some things that are funny, some things that aren't. But I think Dogma was probably one of his more successful ones too. And if Matt Damon and Ben Affleck come back, I'll probably watch it because the whole idea behind it is pretty funny. But I'm curious to see where he's going to take the story.
Yeah. I actually haven't seen Dogma 1 or just Dogma.
I
So
I've seen parts of it, not all of it, all the way
mm,
through. It's been so long ago. I really need to rewatch it. But I think like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are angels that come down and like they're on a mission. I can't remember exactly what the mission is, but you have some funny one liners and some certain memes that you see through that came from that movie that's always been online.
okay.
So yeah.
Damn. So, speaking of things that we're getting a number two that was like super long ago that somehow we're bringing it kind of ish back, Wild Hogs 2 is rumored to be in development. The OG cast is due to return if
Really?
this actually does become a thing.
Right?
And this is 17 years later. So, the fun
Mm,
fact is that like John Travolta kind of hasn't been doing a lot of acting and
right.
stuff like that since.
But he's been doing Santa, on the Capital One commercials and doing his disco dance from Saturday Night Fever.
I
Oh
do not
god.
know this. This is
Oh yeah,
news to
it
me.
plays before every movie in our theater.
Oh
He's
no.
dressed up like a '70s disco Santa, just like making purchases with his Capital One, and then like he ends up at a disco dance, and then he ends up getting on the floor and doing his little Saturday Night Fever moves.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Well, there's that.
Boogie fever.
Yeah, what Martin Lawrence, Tim Allen, and William H Macy, I think, are the other
Yeah.
three.
Yeah. And I mean, like I remember watching Wild Hogs,
Yeah,
and
it was
I thought it was
funny.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right?
it
Like
was
I
funny.
I
I
enjoyed it. I just don't see what they would do with number two. Like
uh,
why
first
where
thing that sticks out of that movie to me, oh, the first one,
is the
the
cop?
pony, that where he's seeing a genuine pony. That one guy is,
Oh
uh,
god.
it's like a
Oh, it's been too long.
shorter, heavier set guy, and I think he like starts singing it like outside. I think it's outdoors on a stage or whatever. And it's like a biker place or whatever. But the dude starts
Mm.
really getting into it, getting sexual. Like it's hilarious. Oh man, it's a funny movie. I never
Yeah.
expected to see it too, but
Nope.
the first one was funny.
Deontay, did you ever watch Wild Hogs?
I have not. I have
Oh
no
yeah,
clue
Okay.
what y'all are talking about.
it's worth the watch, man.
It is.
It's definitely worth the watch.
It's
You would laugh your ass off.
yeah, it's like four middle-aged dudes get onto bikes and go out to I don't even remember where. They encounter a cop and the cop is super weird
Yeah,
and
and like they're not
oh,
bikers, but they're like trying to
no.
portray themselves as bikers. They're like having a midlife crisis type thing. Like it's so funny, dude.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Well, and William H Macy, from Shameless, he's Frank. So like he's funny. Tim Allen's always been kind of mid for me, but John Travolta, I love John Travolta, and then
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence is hilarious. Oh man,
So
but
we actually got to get a Dream
mm,
Productions trailer that dropped, and it looks really cute because you get to see it kind of looks like it takes place between one and two because it's before Riley's new emotions come into
mhm,
play. So Dream Productions, it looks like as soon as Riley goes to sleep, dreams happen, right? So they're
right,
putting on this production as to how that goes, and it's literally like it looks like it's like a Hollywood set, and it looks really neat. I
it
think it's
does.
super cute looking. This is coming out December 11th,
I'm
so
here
I'm
for it.
excited for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love Pixar though. Like,
yeah.
or oh, it's not Pixar, is it actually?
think it was.
It
I
was?
thought
Yeah,
it
yes, yeah,
was.
yeah, you're right. Sorry. I don't know why
Yes.
I had
Ah,
I got mixed up real quick. Oh man.
it's okay.
Speaking of some of
Meh.
Beyonce's favorite people though in Hollywood,
Oh God.
Moana 2. We have a live action set photo that's been released or leaked.
Oh, it's just
Uh,
Moana live action. It's
yeah.
not
Oh yeah,
Moana.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
getting two things
Nope. You're
mixed
good.
up. Appreciate
You
that.
are.
The
I
Moana
got you.
live action. As if the rock's not big enough, they put a bodysuit on him to make him even bigger. So, Deontay, I've actually have this in the works to getting this framed up, hang up in your house for you.
Oh, good, man. God damn, man. They had to make Dwayne Johnson bigger.
Oh
I'm
yeah, man.
like,
Like
damn, man.
yeah, yeah. Like while I was watching, I was like, I don't remember him being that big. And then I got to look at it, I was like, that's definitely a bodysuit. Definitely a bodysuit. Like, I mean, look at that.
He look he looks even more like a silverback gorilla now. I don't know
Li-
what
like
is
if
people's deal with
like
this.
you see it on like you see like a side shot because there's some other leaked photos and like dude's like 3 feet wide.
So I don't think it's because he wanted to look bigger. I just think it's because he needed to have the based off of the
Oh, the
animation with
character. Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
tattoos and
Mhm.
everything. I think that's why they needed to put something on him and
Oh
to
yeah,
make it
yeah.
look like his right skin color. And he has the bracelets and everything that kind of like
Right.
help with that.
Well, even though
But
he's like like grotesquely muscled up, he's
mhm,
still too slender. I think if you want to get even close to the animated character, like for sure.
yeah.
So I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah. And then you also get to see like the giant hook that they made. It
Hmm.
looks really
Oh
cool.
yeah, you
They
see
had
them
it
holding
on.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's like super awesome that they did that.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But something else that we got to see for like a teaser kind of trailer was Alien Earth. So you know how we said that we got like that little bit of a trailer before
Hmm.
and it was just kind of like a little bit of a teaser, but it was only
Yeah.
for certain like people that were in the theaters watching it. I think it was AMC specifically. um but this one, this is now official, and it's like you can go and see it on like the Disney Plus website, or like your streaming service. It's on there. You kind of get to see more of the xenomorph, and it says like Mother Earth is expecting, and it has like then the alien, and like it
Yeah.
makes it kind of look like the Earth is like a womb kind of looking thing. It just says summer of 2025, and this is going to be taking 2 years before Alien itself.
I'm so
So
ready
super
for it.
excited.
So ready
Yeah.
for this.
I mean, we
Especially
love Alien.
yeah, we love Alien, but like Romulus just kind of like reignited that fire
And
more
now
so than it ever
Romulus
has.
is, yeah, Romulus is actually now streaming, if you guys didn't know, on Disney Plus as well.
Nice. No, I did not know that. I probably the next couple weeks will probably end up watching it again then.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's rewatch worthy for sure.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, for sure. Speaking of rewatch worthy and things that are a second place in a movie franchise, that it's a movie that I watched a lot growing up. We seen Gladiator 2 last night. Me and Deontay did, and Gladiator 1 is so good. Like it's a staple movie in my childhood. I've probably watched it 40 times, literally.
Mm,
Uh, Russell Crowe's in it. Joaquin Phoenix is in it. It's great cast, great storytelling. Was it is it Ridley Scott, I believe, is who made
Yeah.
these movies,
yeah.
and I was really worried about the second one holding up, and like I was really like kind of worried because at the end of the first one, Russell Crowe, gives it to pretty much where Rome can go back to republic and senate and it not be ruled by a corrupt Caesar. Well, Gladiator 2 takes place 16 years after the first movie, and pretty much what Maximus did has already been kind of forgotten, and it's got twin not twin yeah twin or brothers Caesars that are just insane. Played One of them played by Joseph Quinn. I can't remember the other guy's name, but he's actually in the Craven movie playing Craven's brother. And man, it's wild. I mean, like the story is told that the two Caesar brothers were like left out in the woods or out in the wild and was raised by a wolf. Like the wolf let them like drink milk from her, and that's how they survived. And like they're just out there. But we get to see things in the Coliseum that we didn't see in the first one. And this isn't historically accurate, but it's a fun history ish movie to watch. We get to see them fill up water in the Coliseum with boats and sharks. Uh, man, what is the main guy's name? Paul,
Paul Mescal.
Paul Mescal. He's not been in a whole lot of things, but man, I really loved his portrayal of Lucius. Spoiler, by the way, Paul is Lucius. So he gets sent away as a kid, like right after the first one ended, which we didn't know, and I don't think it was confirmed in the first one. If it was, I don't remember it, but it was confirmed in this one. We always had the thought that maybe that was Maximus' son, but then I think they leaned more towards thinking it was Caesar's son, and he took advantage of his sister, and that's why he didn't have a father. But come to find out, no, it was Maximus, Russell Crowe's character, and my God, he ends up truly free in Rome for good. And I think this is, finally the end of the Caesar era, and obviously, I don't think there's going to be any more movies after this, but it definitely held up its weight, being a sequel for the first one. It's so good. Deontay.
Deontay, did
Yeah.
you enjoy it?
Dude, it was like, so the first Gladiator movie is like a long distant memory for me. Like when I was introduced to Gladiator, this was like when it was already out of theaters, and TNT was like one of the major cable television networks that was showing it like all the time. But it's just like it's hard to remember like some of the key moments from Gladiator 1. Now Gladiator 2, it just feels like the perfect follow up for that. From like what the things that I do remember, like all the quotables, and then like some of the actors that came back. Connie Nielsen is back from the first movie. She plays Lucius' mom, of course, and then you have Peter Mensa, and I believe Derek Jacobi might have been a returning character too. But Peter Mensa, he's also like he's been a part of like Spartacus TV show. He was the trainer that taught all the gladiators how to fight. And he kind of just took on that same role in this movie too. Him and Paul Mescal had like a great relationship as basically like mentor and mentee. And then later on, Paul winds up meeting Maximus, which is played by Denzel Washington. And boy, is a slimy, sneaky motherfucker in this movie. He played his role so well.
He plays a good villain for sure.
Yeah, he does. He's like so smart, so manipulative. He does some horrible things to
Joseph Quinn.
Yeah, Joseph Quinn.
I mean, we literally see like Denzel grab the hand of the brother with a knife in it, and then he takes the hand and goes to Joseph Quinn's throat and saws it back and forth until he decapitates him, and blood just everywhere. Like
his own brother.
It's wild, and like he like kind of manipulates the brother that's even more. And like I mean, he makes his right hand man for everybody to hell to his pet monkey. Like
he ends up killing him too.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn.
Yeah. Oh man, and like at first when you see Denzel, you think that he might be on board, with Paul Mescal's character and maybe wanting to free Rome, because come to find out, Denzel started out kind of in a similar situation as a gladiator, I think, and or at least a prisoner, and then come to find out his hatred for Aurelius' family is just too strong, and he actually wants that power to rule Rome himself, and he don't give a crap about the Republic and the people. So, and I ain't gonna lie, that the fight between Denzel and Paul was pretty wild too. We could see Denzel's like arm chopped off, and I mean, they did not hold back on the blood and the grotesqueness of it.
Every single fight in this movie will have you like reacting with like vocally.
Oh yeah, like every time there was a fight, we're like, damn,
like good God Almighty.
Yeah. we pulled that Friday scene off a few times in the movie. Damn. But like it's definitely a watch. It's definitely a good sequel. Highly recommend it, and it will definitely be one that I will rewatch throughout the years, just like I have the first one. And
a lot
I
of
love there's so many like callback scenes, and you get to see your callbacks with Russell Crowe, which I'm so glad they did that. And like the intro of the movie is like a art, it's kind of like art, but every art painting scene is actually painted scenes from the first movie, and so like it paid so much homage, and like they did not leave any of the relatability out like at all. Like it was a great sequel to the first one.
Yeah, Ridley Scott caught a lot of flack for what he did with the Napoleon the biography movie that he did for Napoleon with Joaquin Phoenix. But it's just like look at all the other stuff Ridley Scott's doing. Look, he's been a part of our history for a long time. He's our Gladiator guy. He's our Alien guy. So I'm kind of glad he came back swinging with this movie.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, and don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm quoting Ridley Scott. He said, like, after he got done doing Gladiator 2, he thinks to date this is his best film he's ever made.
Huh.
He went pretty hard with that. I'm a little bit Alien biased, but Gladiator is a classic franchise.
Period. Yeah, I mean, Alien's really, really good. Don't get me wrong, but like, I don't think there is like the genres of both of them is not really comparable. But then, like, if you look at Alien and look at Gladiator, I think there had to be a lot more. I think Gladiator took a lot more work. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
Napoleon is just in the same vein as that, and for some reason Napoleon just didn't cut it.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of I think it was mainly didn't cut it because there's a lot of super inaccurate things, because Napoleon straight is a legit piece of our history, where like Gladiator is loosely based on history, where Napoleon, like, I mean, there's a straight story. A lot of people know the facts, especially your history lovers, and like there was so many things inaccurate with it.
Yeah.
Napoleon that it hurt it more than it did it good. So
I'm sure Ridley regrets putting his name on that shit.
That being said, Tay, you ready to drop us with some gaming news?
I would love to. Okay, so the first thing that we're actually going to talk about is kind of actually going back to Alien. It's called Alien Rogue Incursion. So this is like kind of like the title art of what it looks like. It's coming out December 19th. It's going to be about $40. It's the first Alien game that's going to be VR. Like it's straight up just PlayStation VR, and it's also on Steam. But the trailer dropped. It looks super like scary. Like you can expect probably a bunch of jump scares out of here. One of the photos that I have in there is also like the xenomorph that they kind of have like some concept art going out of that. You can see like the amount of detail and everything. And then
that
the
looks
other
so good.
yeah, this is like one of the stages kind of let you like walk through. So it's going to be a single player action horror VR game. So when you're in that VR, like you are like in it. So
yes. I don't have
expect face
VR,
huggers.
but this makes me want to go buy my VR for the PS5. Is this
Yeah.
for both be on PlayStation?
Yeah, it's going to be on
Okay.
PlayStation as well as Steam. So your PC players can also play it, but not Xbox.
So will this be
Sorry,
available
Deontay.
on Meta?
Meta.
Like the Meta VR thing? The
Oh,
Meta Quest?
I think so. I would have to look into it. I
Gotcha.
can't tell you for sure, to be honest, right now, like exactly what the things are called, because I don't own VR.
And Deontay has PlayStation, so.
Oh, you have a PlayStation?
I do.
Oh shit, my bad. I thought you had a Xbox. My bad. So that Thanksgiving is coming up next week. So something that is like wildly known with Thanksgiving is Black Friday deals.
Yes.
So Sony has come out with their own lineup of the Black Friday deals that is on PS5, PSVR 2 games and accessories. You have PS5 Black Friday deals that are starting now until December 2nd, and the controllers themselves are like $20 off. So if you're looking for a new PlayStation, like PS5 controller, which are usually about $60, they're going to be about $40 now.
That's actually not a
because of
bad
that
deal.
$20 off. Yeah. Especially because like all the cool colors that you could get are a little bit more expensive as well. So if you want to get like one of those cool Gucci looking controllers, now's the time to do it.
Gucci?
Yeah. And the last thing that we're going to talk about is also a Black Friday deals, but it's for Nintendo. They have their own Black Friday deals for the Switch with the Joy-Con controllers and the Switch games and more. It's also going to kick off from now until December 2nd, which is going to be at like midnight Pacific time, but like 3 a.m. Eastern time due to time difference stuff. Um, so if you're looking for like, some games or maybe some accessories for your Switch, now's the time to get them before the Switch 2 gets announced, probably before March of next year.
Heck yeah. So
Sounds
it's nice to hear when you run across Black Friday deals are actually a deal, because
Yeah.
I feel like as time has progressed, that the Black Friday deals get to be more and less of a good deal. I
Hmm.
mean, it's to me personally, I just feel like there's like so many deals. You're like, I feel like you used to get like way better deals. Like I made a post the other day on my Facebook. It's like I'm only shopping Black Friday if I see something that said was $2,500, now it's 15. Like
All right.
$15, not even 15. I'm like, that's the kind of deals I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But just kind of recap real quick of what we got coming up to finish the show off is once again, we have our Wicked episode releasing tomorrow. We have Tuesday, our episode or interview with Josh Keaton releasing. December 8th, we have our regular episode, but we'll have special guest Richard Evans from The Direct, senior writer. He will be on here sharing the latest news and rumors. Is one of our top 3 main sources we pull from. So super honored and privileged to have him on. Then we're taking last 2 weeks off in December, and sounds like we're going to have our hands full come the first week in January. And
Oh yeah.
then not only will we probably be doing a standalone special What If episode, we'll be playing catch up on finishing off Dune Prophecy, how it ended. Anything else that might have came out, whether we get a Superman trailer, Beyond the Spiderverse trailer, what our announcement, we'll be catching up on all that. But then also we'll be teaming up with Vigilante Vibes podcast, and we will be doing recap special episodes of Stranger Things leading up to the release of season 5 next year, the finale season of Stranger Things. So we got a lot
Yes.
going, and we're working on booking more interviews. So yeah, it's never a dull moment around here. Oh, and SDCC.
Oh hey.
Yep, got that locked in and booked, and we'll be making our first debut appearance attending SDCC end of July of next year. So,
Yes.
yep, big things. So, all right, you ready to jump into some con spotlight?
Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, for this week's episode, we are covering Fan Expo New Orleans 2025. So it'll be one of
Yeah.
the first big names of 2025. It starts Friday, January 10th, Sunday, all the way up to Sunday, January 12th. The location for this will be the Ernest M. Morrill Convention Center. So obviously in New Orleans, Louisiana. The web
Right.
you can get your tickets from fanexpohq.com. Boom. So Fan Expo, January 10th through 12th. And then this is the website that where you can get your tickets from. It's fanexpohq.com/Fan Expo New Orleans. It can't get any more simple than that.
Heck yeah.
So the advanced pricing ends on December 26th. So if you plan on going, you might want to get your tickets before then because you get a sweet deal
Yeah.
on the singles and the multi-day and the family passes by using the advanced pricing.
That's awesome.
Real quick, Friday's tickets with advanced pricing is $29. Saturday is $50, and then Sunday will be $39. And then multi-day passes, you got the 3-day pass, which is $79 instead of $89. The ultimate is $109 instead of $119. And then VIP is $299 advanced only.
Living that
So,
VIP life.
oh yeah, got to get that VIP life. All the benefits that come with it. And then children ages 6 through 12, all 3 days, $12. And then
Oh, that's cheap enough.
13 through 17 is 24, 40, and 34 from Friday to Sunday. And next on the list, we are going through our guests. So for Fan Expo New Orleans, we have the whole family from Back to the Future, which is Michael J. Fox,
Heck yeah.
Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, and Tom Wilson. You get to meet those guys. They were incredible. Christopher Lloyd was one of the people I've always wanted to meet.
Same. Like I haven't, and I hope I can one day. Like because he's definitely like a big staple of my childhood too. You know.
Huge deal, man. I
Yeah.
absolutely love Back to the Future. From another category, we have Superman and Lois. Tyler Hecklin and Bitsy Tulloch is
Heck
going to
yeah.
be present at this convention. So both Clark and Lois are going to be there. And
Yeah.
then Smallville,
Oh.
Tom Welling, Michael Rosenbaum, and Kristen Krug will be in attendance this year as well.
So those are three actually on top of my list because like I grew up loving Smallville, and so like those three people are like on top of my list. I've always wanted to meet too. And like anytime I don't know if they're going to do it here at Fan Expo New Orleans, but they usually do something called Smallville Nights, which is like after the con, and it's like a special ticket you can buy, and you kind of get to interact with them talking on the stage and stuff. But man, yeah, huge fan of theirs. And Michael Rosenbaum has a podcast that's pretty popular that they talk about Smallville stuff and the history, and he has a lot of the guests from the show on there all the time guesting. Like, yeah, it's
Mm.
great.
And that's a hell of a package right there. Just having like Clark, Lex Luthor, and Lois all at the same time. Like, damn, it went all out for this. And I believe they have like the Star Wars category. Giancarlo's going to be in attendance, and I believe Alan Tudyk and one more person was supposed to be here. I cannot remember.
Anthony Daniels, who's C3PO.
C3PO, yeah. So you had those guys from.
So I've met Anthony Daniels.
Ooh.
Yep. He actually wrote a book. I got a picture and got both of them autographed by him. He's a pretty cool guy too.
Oh yeah, we got to get Alan Tudyk's autograph next.
Yes,
We have Giancarlo.
Yep.
See, and that is it for Fan Expo New Orleans. Just remember the dates: January 10th to Sunday, January 12th.
Heck yeah, we got some heavy hitters. Definitely one to not miss if you can.
Oh, absolutely. Just remember Ernest N. Morale Convention Center, and then you're good. Use the website to go get your tickets now, so you don't have to worry about it in January. So that's all I got for Con Spotlight.
All right. Well, I think that wraps us up this week.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a pleasure as always. Peace.
Peace out.